Okay, welcome back. Day 4 with our sourdough starter. I'm telling you, I'm standing here in front of my 3 and whoo, there's an aroma. There is a definite aroma coming out. I have the worst gag reflex. Anybody else? Okay, so we're just gonna feed today, okay? So we have our 3 starters. I have my 3. I hope you're not making 3. You don't need to make 3. But whichever one you're following along with, I have my whole wheat guy here. Albus, look at that guy. He is just steady and strong. This looks right now like my starter, but it doesn't smell like my starter. So don't be fooled thinking, oh my gosh, I'm gonna make bread right now. Like, you have to get that balance right. You've got to get that yeast active and ready to make bread. So bubbles are great. Don't be discouraged if you don't have bubbles like this. There's so many factors, the temperature in your house, the type of yeast that you're collecting, right? Your environment where you are, it's just, there's a lot of factors. So I'm actually really surprised that mine is like that. Here's the all-purpose. There's just not as much going on there. Day 4, okay? There's some liquid pockets, but it's kind of flat. There's not many bubbles. Then we have the mixed, which also looks really great. Lots of bubbles, but smells stanky. It smells so bad. Ooh. So I'm not gonna release the gases. I don't want you to see me pass out on video, but we're just gonna do the exact same thing we did yesterday. We are going to remove half of the starter, get rid of it, throw it down the drain. It's worth nothing to you right now. Get rid of half, and then we're gonna feed the other half. So I'm going to go ahead and discard mine, and I'll be back to feed. Okay. I'm such a wuss. Guys, I am such a wuss when it comes to that. Okay, I discarded it. Now, here's the thing. You will notice the texture is like really gluey. It's really stringy, and so I try and take like the really gummy top layer off, but if you're finding a lot of liquid underneath, you can go ahead and stir it and then just try and get rid of most of, you know, the like clumps of stuff in there. So that's gonna help you out too. But if you open it up and you like go to take some off and you find a layer of liquid underneath, you can go ahead and pour a bunch of that liquid off and then try and get that gummy stuff off. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my water in, 1/4 cup of water, which ends up being more. I don't know why I keep saying 1/4 cup. But wherever you're at, just start with that. Start with your 1/4 cup of water and then your 1/2 cup of whichever type of flour you're continuing to feed your starter, whether that's whole wheat, all-purpose. Some of you are trying Kamut. Some of you are trying a gluten-free starter. I wish you luck. So I've never tried that before. I know that people do it, and it's more for like the taste of sourdough, I think, at that point, because really there's no gluten in there. It's not breaking down the gluten. A lot of those flours are just gonna be so different as far as the benefits you're looking for. So I have discarded, I have fed my starters. Once again, remember, it's just that texture you're going for. It's gonna be super thick, super, super thick, and that's what you want. And then we're gonna just let these sit for another day. We're gonna do the same thing for the next few days. So days 4, 5, and 6, we're gonna discard half the starter, then we're gonna feed it that 1/4 to 1/3 cup of water plus the 1/2 cup of whatever type of flour that you are using and following along with. So that's what we're gonna do for the next few days. We'll just keep it nice and consistent as it starts to grow. You're going to start to notice the smell change, and that's what's gonna be super telling of when your starter's ready. Now, just so you're not let down, just so you know, this can take a few weeks, okay? This can take a good 1 to 3 weeks to get your starter up and going. There's so many factors, right? There's temperature and environment, and I don't know what type of yeast you're collecting at your house, but I'm collecting different at my house. So there's a lot that goes into this, so don't be discouraged. This is something that's gonna take patience, it's gonna take consistency, it's gonna take a little bit of time, but I promise you, once you have those starters going, and I'm gonna show you how to feed, see this one hasn't been fed in several days, so it's got that liquid. I'm gonna show you all the ways to take care of it once it's up and running. But for day 4, we're just gonna repeat the process, get rid of half of it, and give it a good feed.